Ta-da! You guys wanted a big blue update? Well, here it is. Let me show you what I got going on so far. This is gonna be a long project, but here's part one. Obviously, that's the new chassis. This is the old chassis, and we have her basically with parts everywhere, stripped down. But we got a lot of cool things I at least want to show you guys, tell you the direction I'm going with it, and then basically update you on the timeline on what's going on with the machine. I am out full force, sending emails, requesting parts, sending stuff to powder. Let's talk about some of it. So as you guys know, this X3 is my first side-by-side I've ever owned. I went to go originally to pick up a quad at Chaparral, and my wife convinced me to pick up a side-by-side. And I ended up picking it up at... hell, I don't even know where I bought it from. I think I did buy it from Chaparral, but this is my first side-by-side. It is an X3 Max from 2018. It's an XRS, which is a 72-inch version. And back then, they only had the Turbo R. There was no such thing as a Turbo RR. So this machine has gone through many iterations. You guys have seen basically 1.0, which was Super ATV arms, UTV speed cage. Then I rolled it, and turns out I'm going to show you guys the footage of that roll, which I was too much of a coward to show you in the first time, but... pussy. My buddy Oscar has rolled, my buddy Abraham has rolled, and we showed off that video, and I'm gonna show it to you guys.
Hey, what happened?
That happened like 1 month before a sand show, and I wanted to have this machine at the 5150 Whips booth at the time, so I had to rebuild it in 1 month. We put on a TMW cage. We upgraded to HCR arms, and that was 2.0, what you're seeing on the screen right now. Beautiful, sexy, I love the machine. The machine continued to rock hard. Still my only machine at the time. Fast forward to the Maverick R release. We had just built the white Stormtrooper, which I built that for the wife, but I also used it a couple times. But mainly my focus was on the Mav R. That got released, and I wanted it. This was what, a year and a half ago? We picked up Mav R, and this one got shelved a little bit, as I didn't use it as much. We did, however, you know, change the arms to the lower shock mount arms, as you see here from HCR. Cool suspension. The machine was beautiful, but unfortunately, when I was ready to use it again for Halloween, I destroyed the motor, and the motor took a big giant crap.
The engine is making some fucked up noises.
Now I got the motor back, and that was one of the things that was holding me up for quite some time, because it was just a process for waiting for the motor to get remachined.
Expensive.
The heads to be machined, and some upgrades I was doing to it. It was just gonna take some time.
I'm flying that son of a bitch straight into bankruptcy.
But then I started thinking to myself, this machine was looking great, but to me the Stormtrooper is the best looking machine in our fleet. We saw it at the sand show. You guys saw it next to Red Bull. The white car is just on another level. The chassis is white, yada, yada, yada. I want that for this car. This is my first machine. This is a machine I'll never sell. Stormtrooper, I told the wife, if you want to sell it, that's on you. Mav R, I don't care. I'll just build another one. I'll sell that one too. Anything's for sale except for this machine. And I want this to be top tier, better than the rest as far as in my fleet. I'm not saying better than everybody, but as best as I can possibly make it. And yes, I'm going overboard. So as you guys saw, we got a brand new blue chassis. We showed it off before. It has been sitting here for a few months now. Completely gusseted, supported here at the front. Every single corner is basically gusseted with the TMW gussets. Gussets from our friends at Side by Side Kings. Gusseting here was a known area to crack. I believe these are Crash Addicts gussets. And these guys too, just a bunch of gusseting, making this a very strong chassis. Now let me show you guys some of the stuff that now recently I started working on. And we're gonna start with the doors. So the doors, there's nothing wrong with the doors as far as the skins go. They are still beautifully painted and PPF protected with clear bra. But then the other side, we had got these new DKZ skins in black and blue, and they just look proper. They look sexy. They're deserving of this machine that we're building. I am going overboard with this machine. A lot of stuff. Now I'm showing you guys the skins. We are going to be doing something for the roof as well, very similar. And then I want to show you guys the floor mats. Here's another one of those things. I got parts everywhere right now. This here is the bigger trail tank that is a few gallons more than OEM. That's going to be going in the machine as well. Obviously I got to tear apart this still. This suspension is going to get transferred over. including the A-arms, the train arms. We are getting new axles from Demon. I just spoke to them today over email. The bumper is basically transferred over. There's nothing wrong with it. The shocks, I'm trying to go to a different shock company, the whole shock setup. So I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't know if I'll get those on time. For the time being, these are staying on the car or transferring to the car. But I may sell them in the future if I get what I need. Also down here, we have knuckles from Tatum, which have been great, but we're going to do dual shear knuckles, dual captured, you know, where they have it around and the uniball is in between two halves, basically. So those are going to be sent out. I just got an email from them as well. Those will be sent out soon. The problem with those is I'm going to get them anodized. So they're not going to be raw. And that's going to take longer too. But like I said, it's going to be a while. This machine's going to take some time. But when it's done, so sexy. So new axles, new diff is coming. We'll show you guys that later. This whole cage I'm getting rid of. This whole TMW setup, it is great. We're gonna get a fresh start with this TMW setup because I'm gonna do something different and hopefully they will help me with that. We'll see if that's true. Here's the other skins that I want to show you. There are floor mats by DKZ Off-Road with the Stay Dirty logo, and as you can see, they're in a gold. When it comes to the logo, gold is something that we are considering doing a lot of on this machine, and we'll talk about that more when we start getting some parts. But here are the new floor mats. That looks fresh. I ended up buying new plastics for the interior, basically all the walls. So I'm going to leave all this on the chassis and just get rid of the chassis with these plastics. But new floors, new rear walls, new front, you know, firewall, everything. That's all in order. That's, you know, gonna get put on the new machine. Currently, obviously the engine's still out of it. I still gotta put the engine together, but meanwhile, I gotta transfer everything when we're good and ready. I'm waiting to get this freaking Pro R out of the way, but we're waiting for chassis, or excuse me, suspension to put on the chassis so we can move this thing, so I can pull this out, put the new frame in here, and disassemble the suspension and transfer it over. These rods I might repowder coat just because they're pretty toast on the inside from getting sandblasted and rock blasted. But basically, it's gonna be the same exact setup, same suspension setup. This plate will be changed out to a new one that we got, which is in a big box over there. We'll show you guys in that in just a second. Rock knockers will be transferred over. Wheels, I'm pretty sure we're gonna do a different wheel setup. These are Metal Effects, but we've been rocking hard with our friends at Venom. They make some of the best wheels, and the Mavar is sitting fresh on those wheels. Stormtrooper is sitting fresh on those wheels, and this guy is gonna sit real fresh on a set of Venom wheels too. They got some new cool stuff set up with their new B-lock rings and their new designs, and I'm just on board with that. I need to get that. So a lot of things for this machine are happening as far as billet goes. A lot of billet is going to be on this machine. We talked about the knuckles. We have a new clutch housing. We have a new intake manifold. We have a new steering quickener by Hess. All that stuff is billet aluminum, and all that stuff is going to get anodized. I mean, we got new mirrors from Chupacabra. We got new rearview mirrors from Chupacabra. A lot of their mounts that we're going to be using as well. And I have just a big, giant box. I mean, it's not that big, but all this is billet. Has steering quickener, the KW clutch, the KWI clutch plate, mirrors, pull plate, shifter by Viper. Check this out. This is going to get anodized as well. I do have the other half already powder coated in a beautiful blue. So some of it's going to be blue, some of it's going to be another color. But check that out. That's there. This is the other half to the KWI clutch housing. This is a pull plate by LME TV, which we may or may not use. I'm not sure yet. But basically, a lot of stuff's going to be blue and another color. We're going to have some black, gloss black. Yeah, a lot of parts. So we do have a few things that are pending. We are getting a big brake kit by Willwood. Hopefully, I'm not sure if we're using their kit or if we're going to get the ZRP kit. Which is basically ZRP's spec when it comes to calipers and discs. Hubs by ZRP are also being made still, which we'll get down the line. First, we got to get those knuckles to send them out to anodize. A lot of stuff, guys. This is just going to be a freaking amazing project for not only the channel, but just me personally, the machine that basically made me what I am as far as my channel goes. So many of you requested updates on this car. You guys want this machine to return, and I agree. The paint job is still good on this machine because a lot of it was PPF'd. Here it is in its dusty conditions. But it's going to be full paint job, full powder coat suspension, best of the best, billet everywhere. Hopefully carbon dash. We're waiting for our friends at Glasscraft to make us a dash. I emailed them earlier this week. We haven't got a response from them yet, but hopefully soon. They should be making me stuff. We did get some stuff from our friends over at Dirt Direct from Forworks, and that's this stuff right here. It's gonna be freaking sick. Here's the other piece I want to show you guys. So I've been keeping a lot of stuff under wraps, but honestly, I just gotta give you guys an update because stuff's taking long, and it's not because, you know, look at this stuff. It's not because I'm not working on it. It's because it's just so cool. I'm waiting for so many cool stuff. So this is gonna replace this panel here, very similar to Stormtrooper, where we have like a painted and then a carbon setup and then more paint surrounding it. The windshield bezel is probably gonna change from black to blue because this is gonna go here and add some color to it. So it's just so much cool stuff, guys. I'm literally waiting. All this stuff takes time. Engine wise, I think we have everything we need. There might be some bits and bobs, but also we're gonna be doing a higher quality PWR radiator on this guy, and unfortunately that's going to take some time too because we're going to run AN lines front to back for the radiator for the fuel, so cooling fuel. Anything that's rubber line, you know, previously is going to be AN lines. So unnecessary probably, but I just want this to be the best machine I could possibly make it. It's for myself. So AN lines are going to run from front to back for the radiator, for the fuel line. I think whatever lines are needed for the turbo, for cooling, for oil. And mainly most of the stuff is going to be radiator lines, right? And then we do have a new fuel sending unit on order. That way I could just sell that as one piece. I'm going to sell that tank. And we're going to run a Evo's cap. Not sure exactly what we're going to do. I know we're going to run a specific pump to start off to run the same Desert Storm kit that I had before. But in the future, if we want to turn it up, this has the option for what you call it? Rising rate. So you apply boost to the to this diaphragm looking thing, and you can actually run a higher, you know, pressure. So not exactly sure. That'll be up to the tuner. I am not a tuner. But basically, more billet there. This whole setup, I actually ordered new, which is the brackets for the steering rack, or excuse me, the steering, you know, motor and the brake setup. So went ahead and ordered new master cylinder, new brackets here. Basically getting everything so I could just transfer only the parts I need and leave behind some of the other stuff, so I can still have this as a rolling chassis to sell a little bit easier. This power steering motor is an aftermarket. I think it's called Easy Power Steering. It stopped working on me, and I found one of the connections, not this one, it's one of the smaller ones with the control on it, had a little bit of water in it. So I do have to figure that out, but I think that's the least of my worries. I mean, hell, this car for the longest time didn't even have power steering, and in the desert, I didn't notice. I thought it was fine. So we are transferring that and then figuring it out after. The steering rack by Shock Therapy, we're transferring that, of course. Like I said, we're getting a new differential. Just so many things. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what I need to order now, because I can assemble the car within like 3 weeks. We did it with Stormtrooper, right? But I need to have everything like ready to go. We got a new battery over there by UTV Stereo, because I know that one was already giving me trouble. I may try charging it. Maybe it'll still be good. I would hope so. It'll save me a little money there. Baja Designs has stepped up big for me. They are basically like part of their ambassador program, which is cool. They just, you know, gave me some new lights. We got new Squadron Pros, a new Baja Designs chase light, and a set of LP4s, brand new from them, with blue backlighting, something different. And then the light bar, I decided to just keep the same light bar because there's nothing really wrong with it. So nothing wrong with the lights I had, so these are already, you know, spoken for. Somebody is already picking these up. But basically, you know, just new stuff because, you know, the sun eats everything and we want everything to look fresh. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. It's a short video, just trying to give you guys an update on this machine. I am full force thinking about this thing every single night. How we can improve it, what we're gonna add, getting parts on time. It is living in my brain 24/7. Like, I'm staring at my wife, thinking about my car. I'm looking at my car, thinking about my car. It's just, it's bad. It's bad. So much so, we have forgotten to pick up a Green Goblin from the wrap shop. I gotta go get that thing. It's still in Arizona with our friends at Color Bomb. We have not got it yet. Basically, I don't have a machine right now, which is something that keeps happening to me. and I gotta figure out how to have running machines here. I take stuff apart, but yeah, while we're on the subject, we're gonna keep it real with you guys on stuff that happens, and it's not always cookies and sunshine. Sometimes shit sucks, shit breaks. So we've had issues with the Mav R, not because of Can-Am, just aftermarket aftermarket parts, some issues with the trailing arms, some issues with the radius rods, and we're doing a little rebuild in the back with some pending repairs. So CT Raceworks makes great parts. It seems to me, and I kind of got in agreement with them, that my chassis is very different to what they've designed on their car. It seems to be, and this is my opinion, I'm not 100% sure on this. At this point, I don't even care. I think the position from this to this is shorter on my car, which is causing my radius rods to hit the sway bar mount. So I talked to them about it. I'm not really worried about it. We're gonna go ahead and machine the sway bar mount so it's, you know, about 1/4 inch distance away from the radius rods at full compression, and then we're gonna cut this and modify it and then just paint it up, and it won't be a big deal. So other than that, the radius rods have been great. They're sexy. I like them. It's just we had a little issue with my machine specifically. They haven't really encountered this with anybody else's car, so I'm gonna say it's probably my chassis, because honestly, I've seen a lot of people run these rods and no one's really had issues except for me. So the other problem, trailing arms. I was running aftermarket HCR trailing arms, great product, but unfortunately we had a small crack that was developing. Now, I run pre-production arms sometimes. Unfortunately, being who I am, sometimes I get stuff ahead of time, and my arms are the old design, and they started to develop a small crack. So we're getting those rectified by getting them replaced. No big deal. Those are currently our powder coat, so I'm all good with that. Same thing for the front A-arms. These are like the first sets of A-arms. I was like one of the first guys to get them. I had them at Sancho along, I think, with Raul from Dirt Direct. We were like two of the only cars that had them. Also a small issue, they were contacting the steering rack. They have since fixed that. My arms are currently at powder coat. So they fixed it here. I'm gonna show you guys. It's just, we're being honest, HCR makes changes from time to time. These are pretty much like the first batch. These would contact the steering rack, and I would say kiss the steering rack. There's no real damage to the steering rack other than the powder coat coming off there. So what they've done is they pretty much cut a diamond here, lowered it, and replated it, and that no longer happens. So those are currently at powder coat. Just updates here with Red Bull. She's currently apart. Sucks, but that's the part of getting pre-production stuff. And the biggest problem with that when it comes to both of these companies, which are both like at the top tier of quality suspension, CT Raceworks has been making like these crazy cars for King of the Hammers. They are well known for being a quality manufacturer, and you'll see on Facebook people jump on board right away and say, hey, go pick up CT Raceworks or HCR or CA Tech, because they are quality companies. But unfortunately, the biggest thing, I think, the problem that comes up is the chassis. You know, Can-Am or BRP makes these mass production machines, and honestly, we've seen huge variances in the X3 when it comes to the chassis, like half-inch differences in certain portions or positions of, you know, the shocks, the arms, and unfortunately, it's just the nature of mass production. And I think it's a similar concern here. When HCR probably made their front A-arms, they probably didn't contact the steering rack. When CT Raceworks made their radius rods, they didn't contact, you know, the sway bar mount. But unfortunately, the chassis are going to be different. You know, shit happens. So Mav R is down for a little bit too. Stuff's at powder coat, getting fixed. But yeah. So other than that machine's going to continue to kick hard. I do want to go pick up Green Goblin ASAP, just because we want to go ride at night with the boys very soon, or if not, the weather's still pretty good. So sometimes it's kind of gloomy out there, and which makes for perfect riding weather. So I need a machine, and that one's broken right now. And this one's ways away. I hope to have it ready for Sancho, but it might not be complete for Sancho, but it'll be there as a skeleton or something. It's gonna look sick, but it ain't gonna be fully, you know, full final form. It won't be final form, I don't think. I think that's it for this video, guys. I have rambled enough, just trying to get off my mind what I have going on. Let me know your opinions.